You're listening to the Valley Labor Report with David Story and Jacob Morrison.
There's no escaping the American attraction. A bait and switch that's gonna thrill you with distraction.
Good morning, Tennessee Valley. This is the Valley Labor Report. My name is Jacob Morrison. I've got on the line David Story. David, thanks for calling in.
Good morning.
All right, good morning, Got you. Give me another good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Got you turned down a little bit. So David and I are both obviously in the labor movement, and boy, are there big things happening in our unions. So I'm going to let David go first and talk to us about what in the world is happening up in Maine with the Machinists Union Local S6.
Yep. So the Machinists Union Local S6, and they are working for Bath Iron Works, and what they've done is they've done a lot of the Navy equipment on as far as the destroyers and things like that goes, and they come up for contract negotiations a few weeks ago, and the company has decided that they wanted to, I guess they've been outsourcing some jobs, but the outsourcing of jobs had to be approved by the union and give them an opportunity to provide alternate resources to those outsourcing in the past. And during this contract negotiation, they decided that they just want to take all that on themselves and not to give the company or the union any opportunity to have a say-so in that. And it's going pretty bad. They're out on strike right now. One of the big things is, of course, the outsourcing and to non-union shipbuilders in the area, or trades in general, I should say, because all that does is weaken the union internally. But they're also, one of the things that they're doing is trying to usurp seniority rights. So, but basically, in a nutshell, the way that works is when you're in the trades, like you're a welder, you're an electrician, you're a precision mechanic, what have you, you once you've got seniority, you kind of stay in your own shop, and you do electrical work, or you do whatever it may be, a painter or what have you. The company has wanted to do away, under this new contractor, wanting to do away with those rights completely, and basically say, regardless of seniority, even if you've been an electrician in the trade for 40 years, they can move you over to janitorial services or maybe to grinding in the paint shop or something like that. And basically, it's an underhanded way of just trying to cut the union's rights completely out and make it to where it's not worth even having a union there anymore.
Right. That, yeah, I mean, that's, yeah. And so what is, I think the lesson to take from this is we obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We don't know. This is a strike, and it just started, a week ago, maybe? So this is not unlike a lot of the stories that we talk about. There's no resolution here yet. So we don't know what is going to happen, but regardless of what happens, the fact that these folks are organized and they have a union and they have this way to go about actually calling a strike, that I think is important, because it shows that unlike in these non-union places, these folks are ready and educated about their ability to fight back.
Yeah, exactly. And then, that's the only reason that they're able to have any say-so on their job is because they're unionized and because they've decided enough is enough. They're 6 months behind right now on their latest project, so that looks real good for them. And they're going into federal mediation this upcoming week, which don't look real good, because anytime the federal mediators get involved, They want concessions on both sides, but normally they want more concessions from us than they want from the company. So, but they did want me to point out that that you can find them on Facebook at Machinists Union S6, local S6, and if they have a PayPal account there, if anybody wants to donate, to help out all the members on strike, that'd be a great thing.
Yes, and you can call them and see when they're going to be eating lunch, and maybe you can send them a pizza or something. These are things obviously I would really like to be out there on the picket line with them, but that's not something that I can do there in Maine. So but and
there's 4,300 of them, so I don't think one pizza will cut it. But
right.
Small donations will help them get things that they need. Whether it's because right now, I mean, it's hot here, but it's hot in Maine as well, believe it or not. And so bottled water, even a couple of cases of bottled water, goes a long way to helping everybody out.
Right. Yeah, and this is important stuff. We are a local, we're a local show, so usually we like to cover or we like to talk about things that impact the local community. But we're also members of these unions, and they've done a lot for us, and so we want to make sure that we can help them out where we can, even if that is just alerting people to what their bosses are trying to do and their ability to fight back. And the fact that this chapter, so to speak, hasn't closed, I don't know if it's going to be a hopeful story in the end, but I think I said this, I'm just going to reiterate it. I really do think that it's a hopeful story, and it's an educational story. Just the fact that they are fighting back, that they have the ability to fight back, that they have the knowledge of how to fight back. And why do they have that? Because of the union, because they are organized, because they are a union. And if this happened at a place where the workers weren't organized, there's not much that the workforce could do about it, or there's not much that the workforce would even know how to do about it. If they don't have a union, if they don't have the educational stuff that unions provide, and just the solidarity. If you go in and you work with somebody, you may not feel that much of a kinship with them, but actually being organized with somebody, being in a union, that being your family, your brothers and sisters, I mean, that it does something. And I think a whole lot of union members can attest to this. It really does something to how connected you feel to these people, and how much you're willing to do for these people, and how much they're willing to do for you.
Yeah, and one thing, you were talking about the longevity of, this isn't a place that was just organized a couple of weeks ago. You're talking about a shipbuilding trades group that has been doing this work since 1884. 1884, so they've been around the block a few times, and they know what it takes to build a ship, probably better than what General Dynamics or Bath Iron Works does. So yeah, I think they're going to be good, but any show of solidarity always goes a long ways.